Yes, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Not a good day at the office for Tottenham Hotspur today at all. One of the worst performances, I think, of the season. We just didn't get going, if I'm going to be polite about this. We really didn't get going. And as we discussed earlier on in the week, I think Wolves had a game plan and knew how to execute it. I think them on the counter attack with their pace against us caused us issue after issue after issue, and we did nothing to counter it. I don't know. I'll be honest. As I was about to start this show, I was just kind of thinking to myself, I don't really know what to say about that. It wasn't that anyone. I don't know. It feels like that's been coming. Does that make sense? I feel like we've not really played that well. We got away with one last week against Brighton where we didn't play well. And today we didn't play well and didn't get away with it. And let's be realistic. I mean, Wolves should have scored a few on the counter-attack towards the end there as well. A really difficult day at the office today. And with Aston Villa winning as well, it completely changes the fourth place dynamic again, and we're going to bring that table up to show you all, and then I will get to then we'll get to some of the comments. But look, good afternoon to all of you. I hope you're well. I know it wasn't great, but listen, we're not going to win every game. You know, sometimes you are going to lose games of football, and unfortunately today was one of those days where we just didn't get going. I'll get to your comments I'll get to your comments in a minute, guys and girls. I promise I will. But just before we do that, let's have a little look at the league table, see what this has done. You can see there. So you've got Liverpool, who are now 10 points clear at the top. So hopefully that can now put to bed all of this, any title talk and all of it. Hopefully that can be put together. So yeah, let's just stop talking about that and actually look. It's been a good run. We haven't lost for a while, but one drew, and I felt like that was coming today. So Liverpool top on 57 points. Arsenal are in second on 55 points. Man City in third on 52, but with 2 games in hand on the others. Aston Villa have got 49 points. Tottenham down to 5th on 47. And what that's done is it's opened the door for Man United to close the gap to 3 points tomorrow. We said earlier in the week, so I'm just going to try and find the City game and have that on in the background in a minute. We said the other day that, the gap to Man United was 6 points, but it was essentially 7 because of their horrendous goal difference. But tomorrow they could put it to 3, which will essentially be 4 points. Look, I don't know. Let me know in the chat, where do you think it went wrong today? For me, just no creativity, no cohesion. Again, I just think our front three doesn't work. It doesn't scare teams. Again, giving the ball away. Lots of people with sloppy passing, giving the ball away. I'm not really sure what's going on. Let me get to some comments. I won't be able to get to all of them because there are a lot of comments. So let me just stop that screen there. And thank you for everybody who has liked the show so far. Thank you very much. Really do appreciate it. Look, it's a tough one to take. It's a tough one to take. It was a real chance to kick on. It was a real chance to kick on after last week. And we didn't. You know, we said that you've got Everton, Brighton, and then Wolves. 3 games that should be 9 points. And we've managed to get 4. We've managed to get 4 points out of that 9. Really tough to take. Before I go to some of the comments, big up to Blaine Dev, who's been a channel member for 5 months now. Big up to you. Thank you so much for all your generosity and everything you do for the channel. Thank you so much. And oh, there you go. And he's just put in a super chat as well. He said, so crap, slow, uncreative, and no plan B. Son doesn't suit left wing. Like Kulu, he takes 2 to 3 touches and rolls the ball inside. Again, set piece goal for their first. Yeah, look, I mean, I prefer Sonny through the middle, if I'm going to be brutally honest. it's going to be interesting to see how that dynamic plays out, Blaine Dev, with Richarlison having scored a few. I know he scored a few, but for me, everything breaks down on Richarlison. Every time the ball goes into him, it feels like it breaks down. I'm not blaming him, by the way. There was many, many poor performances today. But listen, it's going to be interesting to see what we do. I'll say what I say every week. For me, definitely need new forwards. I don't think any of them other than Son are good enough. I think we definitely need new forwards. That's just me, though. Big up to you, Blaine. Thank you so much for that. Really do appreciate it. And also thank you to Edward, who's just come in and said, for me, that's strike 2 for Ange. I'm not sure about strikes for Ange, but listen, I do think what we're seeing now is I think we're seeing that we're not this swashbuckling team that I think a lot of fans thought we were. I think we've really struggled. And I'm going to ask a question, and I might get a bit of backlash from this, but I'm going to ask a question. Thank you so much for that, Edward. Let me know what you thought the first strike was. That would be interesting to know. Let me know what you guys and girls think about this. For me, I feel like we've almost looked worse since the players have come back. A lot of people, I know this sounds really crazy, but a lot of people were saying, oh, all of those games, if Van der Ven, if Romero, if Bentancur, if Maddison, if they'd all been fit, we would have won all the games. I'm watching us play with all these players in the team, and it doesn't, I don't know, it's not gelling, it's not moulding well. Listen, it's not a disaster. We are 5th. We are where I thought we would be. So I don't think it's a disaster, but I do think the performances are starting to really, really dip now. But listen, Potato Stew said this might be spicy. I don't really know that there's too much to say. I think it's been coming. I mean, I don't know where. I don't think we were unlucky at all today. I just don't think we got going, did we? I'll try and get to some comments. It's going to be really difficult to get to them all. Robin has said, why do we play this way? It's not good. Yeah, I don't think we played good football. I'm going to be honest. I think a lot of people are really going overboard about Ange ball. I thought we looked absolutely blunt last week against Brighton. I thought we looked blunt this week. I thought we looked blunt against Everton. Sorry. So, yeah, let me know what you think. Where is Ryan Griffiths? Congratulations to your boys today. I thought Wolves were excellent today. I thought you defended brilliantly. And listen, we said it, the counter-attack. Spurs cannot handle pace running at us. And it's another game where we've let in 2 goals. It's another game where we've let in 2 goals. Again, this whole we're brilliant at the back, it's just not panning out. When you look at Tottenham now, we've conceded, what have we conceded? 38 goals. We've conceded 38 goals. And when you look at the teams around us, 38 goals is just 2 better than the likes of Wolves and Chelsea and Fulham. Everton have conceded 32. So for me, I think, again, I still think there's a lot of work to do at the back. I think there's a lot of work to do up front. Big up to Nige, Pure Coys, said this is getting boring. Week in, week out, it's the same kind of performance. Big up Savva in the chat. Yeah, I do feel that a spark has gone, hasn't it? Something's not right. And I don't know what it is. I, at the moment, I'm really struggling to put my finger on the pulse and say, it is this or it is that. But listen, hey, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Let me get some more comments. Big up to Simon Thompson, who said he got away with that in Scotland. Big up to you, Simon. I love your little, is that Darth Vader? Love that. It's a really good picture, that. Saying he got away with that in Scotland. Look, I do feel that we've got to find another way of playing in games. I do feel that we're getting found out. And Wolves, their game plan was excellent today. We've got to take our hats off to them. I thought their game plan was excellent. But listen, I feel that there needs to be some sort of plan B. And I know that he says that line that people love, and they say, oh, plan B is to do plan A better. But I think we're getting found out more often than not at the moment. But big up to you, Simon Thompson. I really do appreciate that. Naphef Howard has said, can't tell me an academy player or Spence offers less than Emerson. I can't talk about it. I know everyone loves this guy. Not everyone. I know a lot of people love this guy. I think he's a very, very poor footballer. I've always thought he's a poor footballer. But hey, it is what it is. Get the fraud Arteta out of my club. I said, good evening, Severn chat. I did say Wolves would win. Yeah, and your boys, what was it, 5-0 in the end for you boys today? And you've pulled away from us. You've completely pulled away from us now. You are 8 points clear of Tottenham. For those Spurs fans that said we were better than Arsenal, I just don't. I just think that this, for me, games like today are a lesson in a bit of humility, if I'm completely honest, for all of us. Spurs Forever has said, totally SAVVA, as you said, it's been coming. That Davis header at the end, yeah, it was frustrating. Really, really, really frustrating. Ed J said easy for Wolves. That, I mean, yeah, we really did struggle, didn't we? The reality, Terrier said, the reality is without 3 class saves and a horrendous miss from Hwang at the beginning, it could and should have been 5-1 Wolves. Yeah, I really, really agree with you. I thought that they just created chances, didn't they? We looked, again, I thought we looked poor at the back. Again, I thought we looked poor at the back. I think this is now starting to be a thing. But hey, it is what it is. Joshua has said we was getting moved to by Wolves and United are close to catching us. Yeah, I mean, look, we got to hope that Luton do us a favour and win that game tomorrow. Jamie Allen, big up to you, Jamie, has said Bissouma giving the ball away and ball watching on the goal. Look, I'll be honest, Jamie, and not just Bissouma. For me, I just think we give the ball away so much. And I said, to play this way, you've got to have people that are comfortable on the football. You've got to have, again, I hate to say it, but when you watch Man City and they keep the ball and they play that high line, they are so comfortable on the ball. And I just don't think we are. But hey, listen, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. You know, we lost and, you know, it puts us back down to 5th. And big up to my brother Mari. How are you, mate? Hope you're well. Thank you so much for the super chat. I said our midfield hasn't been the same since Chelsea. Myth, our starting 11 is not set. We need to improve during the summer. We need more quality. Yeah, Mari, I agree with you. I just think that, you know, lots of people saying, oh, when our first 11 is fit, we're brilliant and we can beat anybody. And, you know, I don't see it. I don't see it. I thought that today had been coming for a long, long time. If we're going to be brutally honest. Where are we? Good evening to Mark Cook. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're well. He said felt like we were side to side, and not much else. Yeah, it just didn't feel like we really had any gameplay. There was no intensity. For me, you know, the fullbacks inverting. For me, I think we lose so much. And then you look at Wolves' fullbacks today, the wing backs, how many times they got down the line. That's what I think we need to be doing. Rich has said, Ange ball, baby. So, hey, it is what it is. Joseph Broadley has said, but Conte was the problem. I don't know what that's got to do with anything. But okay. Yeah, I mean, did we bring him back too quickly? I don't know. He definitely wasn't one of his better games today, was it? Step up Spurs has said, SAVVA, all those happy clappers who said Royal is good defensively are in the mud. They are the problem why we don't win anything. Look, I don't think they're the problem, but I do agree. I just don't think Emerson Royal is good enough at all to be at this football club. Hey, that's just me. I'm sure there are people that do like him. There are people that rate him. For me, he's just not a good footballer. But hey, John G has said we ain't getting Champions League. Calling it now. That was woeful. Well, look, there's still 13 games to go. 13 games to go. We're 2 points off it. But it didn't help with Aston Villa picking up a comfortable win today. So Villa, who had lost their last game, winning this one and going above us again. So Nige has said, now we go get Neto. There is a real winger. I think the difference between Neto and our wingers is huge. Aditya said, I don't see many negative in today's game. We haven't lost in a while. It was just a bad day. It was just a bad day. But, I mean, when you say there's no negatives from today, I'm struggling to find any positives. Alfie has said, have Wolves ever done the double over us before today? Good question. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Bill has said, I don't want to hear this Levy out shit now from those who go in that stadium, but we all know we will. Yeah, look, yeah, tough game today. Tough game. Really tough game. Hector has said, Neto is a superstar. Look, for me, I probably bored of hearing me say this. We've got to get players like that. It doesn't have to be Neto, but I think we've spent so much money on our wingers and none of them can do what the likes of Neto can do. It's a real worry for me. I just don't think he knows what the best front three is. And I don't think many of us know. But hey, that's just me. Stephen has said, Kulu is one of the worst players I've seen in my life. Worse than Lamella. I mean, I've seen a lot worse. I think he's okay. I think Kulu's an okay player when he plays in the middle. Nice goal. But for me, doesn't affect the game enough. For me, just for me. D-Boy 101. Hello, sir. Long time no see. He said, tactics. Ange has no plan B. Ange ball has been found out. Look, I've said for a long time, I don't think we've been playing that well. I don't. If I hang on, I'm just going to have a look at our last games. Sorry, bear in 1 second. Right, so let's have a look. So Tottenham's last fixtures. I thought against Brighton, we got away with it. I thought Everton, I thought we were poor. Brentford, I thought we got away with it. Man City, we were poor. Man United, we didn't really create anything. Burnley was a thunderbolt. Brighton smashed us. I don't know. I just feel like it's been coming. But listen, we've got to take it on the chin and we've got to move forward next week. Sorry, I can't believe it's just gone completely out of my head who we've got. Our next game is at home to Crystal Palace because the game after that is a tough one away at Villa Park. So we have got to get 3 points against Palace. We have got to. Where are we? Another super chat here from Mari. Big up to you, man. Thank you so much for the generosity. Has said set piece defense is atrocious. This is on Ange. We do struggle, don't we? We do seem to struggle with set pieces going into our box. Look, Mari, I'm going to say, I know a lot of people don't like me say this. I just don't think we're defensively as good as some people make out. I don't think that our back four is as good as everyone makes out. I really don't. I think they're exciting when they go forward and we've got defenders that bring the ball out. I just don't know defensively how good we are. We're letting 2 today, 1 last week, 2 the week before, 2 the week before that, 2 the week before that, 4 to Brighton. It's tough. But listen, it is one defeat, first defeat in a while, but it's tough to take. It is tough to take. Yes, did see the ball watching for the second goal. It was, listen, I just thought that it was coming, that goal. I think it was coming. You could see their plan and we did nothing to try and stop it. We still kept playing so high up. By the way, yes, everybody on my channel knows. Give me 5 words. Give me your 5 words to sum that game up today. By the way, in 12 minutes, I'm not doing a watch-along, by the way, but it is Man City versus Chelsea. And then obviously Liverpool's game was earlier in the day as well. Daniel has said, amazing. People came at me when I said Arsenal are still way ahead of us. They're destroying teams now. Look, Daniel, I think, listen, Daniel, I think you and I have quite similar opinions on football from what I've seen. And I've not understood at all any time this season where anyone has said we're better than Arsenal. I don't get it. Do I think they're going to win the league? No, I don't. But do I think that they're much better than Tottenham? Yes, I do think they're much better than Tottenham. Arsenal de Groot, I said, Tottenham Spurs is back now. And how, yeah. Listen, I mean, we have now gone 8 points behind Arsenal. So that's that in terms of finishing above them. That means whatever they do between now and the end of the season, we have to win 3 more games than they do. It's a lot. It's a lot to ask. Tony in AC, big up Tony, has said, Neto showing exactly what we need. Great run, awareness of teammates. No one wants to run, commit players. Struggle with well set up low block teams. Agreed, but again, this goes back to Tony we got absolutely blasted. By the way, after Spurs Unleashed the other day, the amount of hate that came into the chat about, oh, you boys are too negative, you get on the players' backs. But again, it's another game where I look at our wingers and go, what do they do? I don't know what they do. Video complete. Sofian has said our attack is not the same without the Doggy and Porro. Going forward, their class. Yeah, I mean, true, but you've got 6 other players from the midfield and the forwards. It just doesn't. I don't know. Something's not right. It's not bad, but something just doesn't quite feel like it's clicking at the moment. Matthew Ball, good afternoon to you. I said Ange is going to need millions to play Ange Ball. We are stupid at Spurs to think that playing like Man City can be achieved with lesser players and money spent. Listen, I agree. I think there's got to be a halfway house. I genuinely think we play so high up that teams are exposing us at the back. The fact that we've let in the most goals in the top 6, comfortably the most goals in the top 6, speaks absolute volumes. And the excuse for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, if not months, was, well, Van der Ven and Romero are out. Now they're back. We're still shipping goals. So for me, it tells you that it's something to do with the system. Alfie said no excuses now. We have everyone back apart from a Doggy and Porro. Yeah, listen, I don't think there are excuses for me. I think these players have been back for a very long time now, and it's just not working. Something is not. I don't know. I don't know. What can anyone put their finger on it? I'm really like, you look at the players that are on that pitch, and listen, whilst I'm not saying, oh, they're all amazing, they're all absolutely brilliant, they should be better than that. And by the way, there are 605 of you in here and only 98 likes. That is a 6th of you have smashed the like button. Please, can we smash that like button ASAP? Blackcoat 76 has said, why don't we cross more instead of going around the edge of the box all the time? Because that's not the wingers we've bought. We've not bought wingers who naturally get the ball and cross. And that's half the problem for me. Quality player, class player. I just can't believe we don't sign this type of footballer. Thank you for the people that are now starting to get the likes going. Yes, thank you. Much better, much better. Look, you're not going to win every game. We're not going to win every game. It's not a disaster, but it's a game. We need to move. We've got to come out for me. We've got to come out for me next week and batter Palace. I think we need a game where we batter somebody, because at the moment it's been really, really tough. Ronnie has said, Nacho said, what do you mean hold that? We won't lose every game. I don't know what that means. So I don't think that's to me, is it? Bill said, Sav, the second goal is enough for strike 2. It was an absolute monstrosity. I just think that I was watching the game with my mate, who's a Liverpool fan. And I said to him that, I said, if I was a manager playing against Spurs, I would literally say, just counter-attack them. That all I would do is play all my quick players against Spurs and counter-attack them. And it's how Bournemouth, I know we beat Bournemouth, but it's how Bournemouth got in behind us time and time again. It's how Brighton got in behind us. It's what Wolves did today. Quick players in behind. We struggle to deal with it. We really struggle to deal with it, don't we? Maya T has said, Ange needs to change it up. Players can't keep hold of the ball, play too slow, and look uninterested at times. Interesting. It just looked lackluster today, didn't it? I mean, even at the end there, I didn't feel like we were going to grab a goal. I didn't feel like we were peppering their goal. Yes, Davis with the header was really strange, but I just didn't feel that we had anything in us, even after all the substitutes. Joseph has said teams are figuring you out. I agree. I think teams figured us out a long time ago. I think that Chelsea game, forget the injuries. I think what that showed the world was keep getting in behind Spurs and you're going to have success. Now, some teams are good enough to do it to us. Some teams aren't. And Wolves were good enough to do it to us today. D-Boy said, come Sav, it's the tactics and is one-dimensional. Listen, I agree. I do think that we need to mix it up at times. I don't know. It just something doesn't look right in the last few months. Big up as well, a super chat from a user. So big up to you. I said, SAVVA, teams sussed us out, yet we choose to play the same system. We just can't break teams down. Emerson and Davis starting is questionable. Well, listen, thank you so much for the super chat. Sorry, by the way, I don't know why I've got my that I've got my first name in there. God knows why that has happened. Sorry. It should just say SAVVA. I don't know what's going on there. Sorry about that. Now I wonder why somebody had said Richard SAVVA in the chat. I just realised. Yeah, so I want to ask a question to all of you. Let me know. Obviously, we knew Porro and Udogie weren't starting. Is anyone disappointed that we didn't see Dragashin play? Is anyone disappointed that we didn't try something different? So let me know what you think. I would have liked to have seen him play. I would have liked to have seen him play. I would like to see the fact that we spent all window, well, you know, we spent weeks negotiating, trying to get this guy in. And then he doesn't even play when we got players out. I would have liked to have seen something different. I would have liked to have seen Van de Ven maybe go to the left back and cope with the pace of Pedro Neto. That's just me. I don't think anyone said it's Emerson's fault. I thought they were all poor today. I just think in general, Emerson isn't good enough. I don't think today was his fault. I thought they were all very, very poor today. I think we've got to listen. You can't just say things that no one said. Joe has said, SAVVA, for me, there's no urgency in possession. It's far too slow, which allows opposition to get back into position. Tactics or the players. Wouldn't you say it's a bit of both? Wouldn't you say it's a little bit of both? For me, certainly it's both. I do think that when everyone's fit, I think we've got a good team. I just don't think it's as good as people think it is. We've got a good team that needs a lot of work. It needs a lot of work. So when people say we're 2 or 3 players away, I think, look, I watched Liverpool today. You watched the way they just absolutely, played Brentford off the park. You watch that, and then you watch us, and we're miles off it. We're miles away from that. But I think realistically, most people who are realistic knew that, right? Sorry, let me see if I can get to loads of teams have figured us out. We have not played great for a few games now. Are we still going to get idiots saying we can win the league? Look, listen, I'm not going to call anyone an idiot, but I do feel that all those people that talked about title races, surely now people can, it's a 10-point gap to Liverpool. It's a 10-point gap. So whatever they do, we've got to do 4 games better. So it's just not happening. Gary Officer, big up to you, my friend. I said, time to move along. Royal, Johnson, Richie, Johnson and Solomon. None of them are the level we need. VDV swept up well, but he can't be everywhere. I agree with you. I think Mickey Van de Ven keeps that back line looking better than it actually is. If I'm brutally honest, I think he covers a lot of sins for this football club. Hey, that's just me. Kev G says Ange won't last the distance. I can't. I think it's a bit too early to be talking about things like that. He'll be here for a while, you should think. Ashley Burke, thanks for singing that song. Yes. Hang on. Let me see if I can get. Sorry, I'm so far behind in the chat. Let me see if I can bring it closer to where we are time wise. Sorry, I'm trying to get to as many but as before. We should have taken 30 million for Emerson. You called it before, mate. Listen, I just don't. I don't understand what people see in him. That's just me. I've never rated him. I'm not blaming him for today, I must say, but I just think people like that shouldn't be at Tottenham Hotspur. If you want to win things, if you really want to go in the right direction, for me, he's not good enough. Bill is saying we are 2 goals closer to 63. So I think you're alluding to how many we conceded last year. No negatives. Would I take Lamina? I don't mind Lamina. Actually, I don't mind him. I don't think I'd take him. I don't think he's the type of player we need. Hey, it is what it is. Big up, Trev. Hope you're well, my friend. Not seen you for a while. I said Wolves played okay, but so easy for them. So sorry, not bitter. But I think I could score against Spurs. you know, I just think that, you know, top teams don't concede like we do. We're so easy. We're so easy to score against. It really is starting to feel like that. Levy with a bevy has said the riddle of the front three is none of them are good enough. Bar Sonny, who is at least clinical sometimes. Yeah, again, you know, he had no effect today, but yeah, we need two players at that level to play with him, don't we? We really, really, really do. Trevor said, blame the players today, though, not the manager. But one criticism of Ange is why play Son wide. Well, that's what he's got to figure out now, hasn't he? Does Sonny stay left? Does he go back through the middle? For me, I want to see him through the middle. Everyone knows my opinion of Richarlison. Yes, he scored a few goals lately. But for me, when the ball goes into his feet and he's got to hold it up and bring others into the game and lay it off to people, I find that that's where he starts to look very, very painfully average. Levy with a bevy. Sorry. I stuttered there for a bit. YouTube's been doing that a lot lately. I said, you just know, and just coming out after that in the interviews with the same boring nonsense about effort. Look, you know, there's only so much I suppose a manager can say, but for me, I would like to actually hear him say, yeah, look, we weren't good enough and it has to massively improve. That's what I want to hear him say. We have a manager who will shout from the rooftops, we don't change whatever happens. That is music to every other manager. It's a bit daft and we have to acknowledge that. I agree. I just think when he says that's who we are, I think there's got to be a happy medium, isn't there? George said, sorry, but Romero was rubbish today. Went missing 3 or 4 times. I didn't think he played well today. I do think Van der Ven mops up for him. You know, but that's just me. That's just me. John Owen said, Spurs fans, watch when we get our players back. Well, when they've been back and you've been banging. Listen, I agree, John O. I agree. This is why every fan, every time we didn't win a game, they'd literally just come in and into the chat and go, yeah, but if we had had so-and-so and so-and-so today, we win that game. It can't be that. You know, it can't be that. It's just not true. Savvy, you look really unsettled. I don't know what that means, but okay. I'm going to stop reading out. Sorry, I didn't, you know. I'm not going to read this out, but I think you're summing up today's performance. HSV has said 5 words, a complete bloody shit show. Patrick Duffy, give me some positives, guys. What were the positives today? Can anyone hold their head high? Patrick Duffy said no positives today, SAVVA. Absolutely dreadful. Ange can't keep coming out with the same nonsense. I've not seen what Ange just said, by the way. I've not seen anything he said. Obviously, I'm on here talking to you lot. By the way, the Man City-Chelsea game has now kicked off. John James said, I'm sure we were 8 to 10 points behind you in December. I think you were further behind us than that. To be honest, I think we were well in front of you. And now, you're coming back, John. You're coming back. But listen, it is what it is. So I'm going to try and catch up. I'm desperately trying to catch up. Rob, I agree, but you know, if you say it, then it's just negative. And I've had so much stick this week about being negative, but performances like that tell me that it's not negative, it's realistic. But hey, it is what it is. All Tobago has said the attack is not clicking. I completely agree with you. Completely agree with you. Maria said, Kev G, sorry, but it's on Ange. Get the coaches to scream instructions on the pitch. Gomez was uncovered for the goal. It happened twice. Yeah, it was far too easy for them for their goals, wasn't it? SOF has said other managers got results with Emerson and Davis in defence. I'm not giving that excuse to Ange. Yeah, listen, I don't think Davis and Royale were the reason why we lost today. You know, I think the whole team looked awful. FCB Elite has said, if Davis and Emerson are here next season, I'm done for good. Every year I'm thinking, come on, get rid of them. No, they're still here. We're still here. But I remember in the window when I said, God, 20, 25 million, 30 million for Royale. I'm driving him to where he needs to go. Oh, you hate him. He's good. He's a good backup. Rowan has said, SAVVA, we just pass around the box, rarely threatened with any dangerous ball and just get countered by Neto. It's so stupid. I was watching it thinking, I can see that they're just going to hit us on the counter attack. How are we not allowing for this? Nicholas, I agree with you. I do agree with you. Both fullbacks being inverted creates more problems. I think straight away what it doesn't give you is width. Straight away. And what I do think it gives you is far too many people in the middle of the park, which causes far too much needless passing. That's just me. Sophocles, sorry, it said very bad form, attacking fullback without ideas. Yeah, I do think we need to mix it up. We really, really, really do. Big up to a user who's come back in again and said, feeling Villa will pull away, United will catch up. Well, listen, we've got to make sure that doesn't happen next week against Palace. We've really got to come out next week and batter them, because this is not a good Crystal Palace team. And Arsenal just slapped 5 past them. I think Brighton slapped 4 past them. We've got to come out next week and win, for me. We've really, really got to, convincingly, because I can't remember the last time I was convinced by watching this team. So thank you for that, a user. And video complete, Sofiane, big up to you. Thank you so much for your generosity. I said, I swear, if we don't get a quality striker in the summer and Richarlison is playing up front next season, then I'm done with this team. Look, I don't think it's just Richarlison. I think for me, I think we need a new front three. Sonny's obviously going to be there, but I think we need 2 or 3 more new attackers. And we've just signed how many? Solomon's brand new. Johnson's brand new. Kulu's just been signed permanently this summer. I just feel it's been a lot of wasted money. But I agree with you. We do need better forwards. Absolutely, we do need better forwards. Norwegian Viking said Emerson as last defender. Oh my God. Hansi G has said subs were too slow. Yeah, people are not happy today, are they? People are not happy. Hansi G has said the midfield isn't working. Too slow. Beyond 72 has said, what's to figure out? Ball over the top to the wings. I agree. The quick ball down the channel or over the top, and teams getting behind us. And I'll be honest, I just don't think the defence is as good as I don't think it's as good as people think. I really don't think it is. We heard for a long time. Long time when Van der Ven's back, when Romero's back. They've been back for a long time now. And the defence doesn't look any better than it did when we had Davis and Royal at centre half. If we're going to be really, honest, this a lot of yeses. I think this was in regards to were you disappointed not to see Dragashin play today? A lot of people seem to have wanted to see him. Bill said, I bet Dragashin is disappointed he didn't go to Bayern Munich. I just can't believe he's not given him a start at all yet. I can't believe it. Peter has said, Ange is pissing me off with his lack of adaptability. Angus, here he is. Said, Romero's still the best centre-back in the world. You know my thoughts on this, Angus. You know my thoughts on this as Man City are in here. 1 second. Let's just see if Man City are in. No, he's been crowded out well. Spot on, SAVVA. Romero right back, Dragusin centre back. I just felt he could have done something today rather than sticking Emerson Royale and Ben Davis in there. I really do think we could have seen Dragashin. That's just me. That's just me. Wow, Ange out. I don't think we should start talking like that. Did you see the comments made by Dragashin's mum? Patience needed, but he deserved a chance today. I haven't seen the comments, but look, for me, I think he deserved to play today. I don't know why. We celebrated. Oh my God, we beat Bayern Munich, this guy, and we haven't given him 90 minutes. He hasn't started a single game for us since he came in, which is, I think he signed about 40 days ago or something now. So big up to Brian Dempsey, who has said Maddison has been absolutely dog since his return, destroyed our build-up all game. Didn't have a good game, did he, today at all? Really didn't have a good game. Raheem said, bottled the title. We were never winning a title. Can we please now get to this stage where we realise we were never winning a league title? It's okay to say it. It doesn't make anyone a negative fan to admit that we're not as good as the other clubs. FCB Elite said in Conte's first season, we conceded 27 goals in 28 games. Yeah, for me, I think you kind of need... We've gone from Conte's negative football to this all-out kind of everyone in the other team's half. And I think there needs to be a happy medium. I think there really needs to be a happy medium, or we're going to keep getting caught. Tapiwa has said VDV is too classy for Spurs. Listen, I think Van der Ven will go on to play for a much bigger club than Tottenham, if I'm brutally honest. I think he's class. I think he covers, as I said, a multitude of sins at the back, and he's our best defender by a country mile. Hansi G said Ange was out-coached today. Simon said, Ryan G, Wolves are quality. You deserve more credit. I thought Wolves were very good today. I thought they were a very good outfit, very tough to beat. A defence that, you know, let's be honest, we didn't really breach a lot, did we? I know we got the goal, but we didn't really breach a lot. TJ has said Wolves 6 pointed us. Yes, they did indeed. They really, really did. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up. Gary O'Neill was clever tactically more than Ange. Listen, I think Gary O'Neill's done a great job at Wolves. I think he's done a really, really good job. Let's have a look where they are in the table. I mean, Wolves, they're sitting 10th, but they are 2 points. They're 2 points, Wolves, off of the Conference League. They're 2 points off the Conference League. So this should be very interesting to see what Wolves can achieve. We lost to a player we were linked with, Yao Gomez. Levy opted for a cheap Swedish kid, and here we are. Look, you know, I think that look, there's a lot of look. We need quality. You've got to get quality into the team. But yeah, listen. Paul has come out again and said we need a solid CDM and a right winger. I think we need a proper defensive midfielder. I think we need a player in the middle of the park who can really control the game as well. And I think we need 2 new wingers and a forward. I think we need a lot. We really, really do. I think we need a lot. The manager says there is no effort, yet plays the same players. Look, for me, I think what we've seen, he doesn't want to change anything. I think we saw when we had all the injuries that he didn't want to give any of the Donnellys or the Dorringtons or the Phillips any minutes. We're now seeing that he doesn't even want to give Dragoshin, his new signing, a game. That was his signing. You know, I don't know. Romeo Oscar has said Spurs need a pacey DM that will allow Basuma and Maddison link more. I definitely think something's not right in the midfield. Rowan has said, do you think we are too patterned? Almost like a Conte team where our players aren't problem solving anymore. I do think we're predictable. I think teams realise that we kind of overpass it, but without really that real dangerous end product. That's what I would say. Dennis saying, VDV was great as always. Listen, I think VDV's star player for me, almost turning into the star player of that team. But hey, it is what it is. TJ said VDV is the only positive for me. Someone big will come in for him soon enough. A club with real ambition. I can't see him being at Spurs for more than a couple of years. Hansi G has said Bentancur has just lost form. Tony has said, why does Ange stand there like a robot and never barks out instructions to G up the team? Spurs Forever said Kulu goal and Cross a positive. VDV played well. That's it, really. City or Chelsea for you? I think City will win this. They're all over them at the moment. I think City will win this. But hey, that's just me. Let me know in the chat who you think is going to win. Frank Marcel Steer said it's definitely City's title to lose. I think they will retain it. You never know if fate is for Arsenal. They could win. As a Spurs fan, it's painful. Look, let's just hope Arsenal don't win it. I don't think they will. I do think that City will win it. But look, Liverpool and Arsenal going good guns as well. And I think those three are the best teams in the league comfortably for me. I think they're comfortably. If Man City win this tonight, then there's a gap between Arsenal and Villa of 6 points. And then the gap from us is already 10 points to the top. So So we'll see. Listen, guys, I'm not going to go for too much longer. I just want to do an instant match reaction. I will be doing a show tomorrow at 10 a.m. to see what people think when the dust has settled. But I mean, the Madman says, "SAVVA, our back four plus Vicky is very good, but they're under sustained pressure." I think they're good, but I do think people go a bit over the top about how good they are. If I'm really honest, I do think people go over the top. Look, I'm going to leave it there. It is what it is, guys. We didn't get the win today. We've got to get the win next week against Crystal Palace. Thank you to everybody who has smashed that like button. Thank you to everybody who subscribed. Thank you to everybody with the super chats. I'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Join me then. And, listen, it is what it is. Can't win every game, but I think it's just more disappointing as to how lackluster we were. Big up to you all. Take care, everyone. And as always, come on, you Spurs.